Hey peeps, hope everyone's well. Just want to share a bit of a story. This consistent message that I'm hearing, an underlying theme that I've heard over the years, and maybe if I share a story, it may help give a different perspective on things for us business owners. Now, particularly in this last 6 to 8 weeks of COVID, I've spoken to a lot of painting businesses about working on their business and working on themselves and how to take their business to the next level, how to get out of that grind. And ultimately it comes down to, be able to put some time aside to work on your business and work on yourself. But the resounding message continually talking to guys about is, I don't have time. They don't have time to work on the business. They don't have time to invest in themselves, which is really, really interesting. When, from my perspective, without you, you have no business. So if you are not the most important, critical part of your business, and there's no time to invest in you and that business, I'm a bit concerned about the business and the business model. It's almost a bit like slavery, that we've told ourselves we have to do, because ultimately we're choosing that outcome. And don't get me wrong, from time to time we need to get in and grind. I'm a fan of grinding. Fuck, I love grinding. I love the hustle. But you can't do it 24 months a year, 5 years straight, without working on yourself or working on your business, because if you don't grow, you can only handle so much load and you will break. Let me tell you a bit of a story about, about 10 years ago, I'd use the same language. And I heard from a guy, it might have been longer than 10 years ago, his name was Keurig Ashley. His name is Keurig Ashley. And I heard him say once at a seminar, the thoughts that we use, the words that we use are the thoughts that we're giving sounds to. And what I took from that is, if we're using negative language, we've got negative thoughts. If we've got negative thoughts, we're going to have a negative outcome. Because everything starts in the mind. Our perspective and our mindset starts there. So I found myself with the kids. They come in the office, they were young, and Dad, I want to play. Dad, can I show you this? Dad, look what I made at school. I say, I'm busy, I'm working, I haven't got time. And then from reading different books and different perspectives, someone asked me the question, how about change that language, Taz, and say, sorry kids, I'm choosing to work on the business and I have time for you right now. That hurt. But that's the reality of what we're saying. So, I realised, okay, a different framework for that would be, I'm going to commit to playing with the kids, but kids, listen, I'm busy right now, give me 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it's to be, and I'll play with you then. But I would commit to playing with them, because remember, for kids, love is spelled T-I-M-E. Okay? Now let's take that into business right now. And I hear so many people, I've used it before in the past, sometimes I still use it now, but it have to be your awareness to pick it up and correct. Your speed of picking up and correcting this in real time is the difference between how quickly you are to be successful and how long it's going to take. And that is the paradigm of, I don't have time to work on my business, I don't have time to invest in myself. Even though conceptually I understand I'm the most important part of the business, because without me there is no business. But I'm not going to make time to work on it or on me or in me to improve it, to change things. But I'm going to choose to stay in it 12, 14 hours a day. Because that's my comfort zone. There's a different angle. Because I understand as a tradie, as a technician, I'm comfortable on the tools. I'm comfortable in the group environment with the boys. I'm comfortable in the shop. I'm comfortable. That's comfort. You can't grow in your comfort zone. You're limited. That's it. If your comfort zone's that big, that's where you're going to grow. You need to expand yourself outside your comfort zone. And that could be workshops, conferences, books, online courses, whatever it happens to be, personal development, whatever, outside your comfort zone, which is uncomfortable. I know when I picked up my first book at 26, not normal for me. Over time, you get better. Whether it be audible books, courses, business courses, whatever it is, outside your comfort zone, because that's where the growth is. You're never going to grow playing small. So it's a choice. As long as we can sit back and honestly, and this is for me, I've talked about how, and I might demonstrate this at another period of time because it takes a bit of time, how leadership, particularly personal leadership and business leadership, is responsibility. Because ultimately responsibility is having that real world conversation when saying, I don't have time. No, I'm choosing to spend my time over here. That's my choice. Because if I wanted it, I would make time. We live in Australia, it's a free country. You cannot starve here. So, but there's nothing wrong with it. If you choose to work in it, then accept it. The results will be what they are. The growth will be so incremental, it'll be hardly noticeable. But that's fine if you understand that's a choice. The conflict comes and the stress comes from thinking I'm going to outwork the next guy if the other guy's working on his business, because over time it's been proven time and time again, and that's why 5% of businesses, 5 to 10, are super successful in any industry. So I just want to highlight about being aware of the words that we're using, are the thoughts that we're giving sounds to, and stepping back from those words, whether it be, I don't have time, to going, I know, I'm choosing to do this, and that's fine. But I'm also, the consequences are you can't pick up one stick and can't pick up a stick and the other end of the stick doesn't lift up either. The consequence is I stay the same. I do not move to where I want to go, I do not grow. And that's fine, as long as you're clear on that. All right, I've heard I don't have money heaps of times. Trust me, when you need money, you find it. I need to talk to my partner, whatever, even if you had a business partner. I find it hard to believe that any partner would say, no, I don't want you to improve yourself and improve the business. That would be an interesting conversation. So, in business, you're a leader in your business. Leadership is responsibility, and responsibility is playing above the line, and playing above the line is understanding not to blame anything and not to justify. And if we do, and we all do it, we all have that habit of going, I can't do that because of this. That's fine, but correct in real time and move up. The faster you move up to making that decision, you go, you know what? Sorry, kids, I'm choosing to work and not choose to play with you. It's fine, but that's real responsibility. Or, no, I'm choosing to work right now, but I'm going to do this next. Not sometime in the future, not sometime in 3 or 6 months, here's an example. It's not the right time. Okay, what we're saying is, I'm not ready to grow, I'm not ready to get out of my comfort zone because my comfort zone is comfortable and I feel safe and secure here. That's okay. But we can't complain about not growing and being on this hamster wheel and competing all the time. We can't complain about the results because ultimately results count. We can put all the effort in it, as much as we want the effort into it. If we're not getting the result, that's the scorecard. Let's just be aware of the words that we're using. And are we using the words to deflect from having the real conversation? Or we are just not ready And ultimately, we get what we tolerate. So if we continue to be tolerating overworking, underpaid, continually competing, running out of work, can't find good staff, insert headache problem there, then we tolerate it, and that's what we get. And it won't change. It can't change by itself. Stay cool. See you in interwebs, and bye.